I'll call to order this regular scheduled meeting of the Carrabelle City Commission. It is May 2nd at 6 p.m. and we are in the Carrabelle City Hall chambers. Would first like to ask Commissioner Millender to say the pledge of say the prayer, and I will lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Most glorious and gracious Heavenly Father, as I normally do, I like to come before you and thank you for the many blessings that you bestow upon us on a daily basis. It's easy for us as humans to look around and say how bad things are and what we don't have and so forth and so on. But if we look at life and appreciate the wonderful things that you bless us with daily, we very much appreciate those. Tonight, we're here to conduct city business as we are at our regular meeting the first of every month. And still that we ask that you provide us the wisdom and guidance to perform the best duties for the city of Carrabelle. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Has everyone had a chance to look over the meeting minutes from the last meeting and the attorney's invoices? Okay. Someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent order, the
I'll second.
invoices.
Okay. Is there any
Second.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. It's Millender and Walden. Do we have any public comment at this time for anything not on the agenda? None? Okay. All right, we'll move on to the commissioner reports.
I have nothing.
You have anything?
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to announce, as Sabrina said, this is our May meeting. We will not have another regular city commission meeting until June, the 1st of June, first Thursday of June. But I've thought about it, and I'd love for the public to be informed, if they're not informed, about this year being an election. Any folks that are interested in working on this board, this is election year. We have a mayor's seat coming up in November, and we have a couple of city commission seats coming up in November. And the reason why I said the deadline could be short is the qualifying period deadline, I think, is June the 14th. Is that correct, Ms. Clerk?
June 10th through the 14th.
Okay. Anyway, that's the deadline for qualifying to run for election on those seats. And I know Royce is getting this out to the public and those that are watching and those that are here visiting tonight. It's good to see everyone. But get the word out. If anyone's interested in those seats, it is the year for election. City election along with county election, state and federal elections. So anyway, that was my announcement for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
I
Commissioner
have
Gregg?
nothing at this time.
Okay, I do have quite a bit. I'll try to narrow it down. Bear with me. Last weekend was the 34th Annual Riverfront Festival. This is the busiest day of the year for a lot of our local businesses. I would like to thank the volunteers with the Chamber of Commerce for organizing this event, our City Streets and Roads Department for all of the work they put in before and after the event, and our Police Department for keeping our visitors safe throughout the event. It was a great time and a much-needed boost to our local economy. Earlier this month, I spoke with Janie Millender at the Carrabelle Food Pantry at the Methodist Church. I've had the opportunity to volunteer with them many times, and I've always enjoyed it. For the past several years, the city has budgeted and donated $12,000 a year to aid in their operations. At their last count of the some 325 registered clients, about 290 of those are Carrabelle residents. They would like to extend an invitation to the city commissioners to meet them and take a look at their operation and improvements they've made over the last several years. And it's right at the Methodist Church on 67, so if you guys get a chance, I'd encourage you to at least go by and check it out. It's really nice. This month, specifically this Cinco de Mayo weekend, we have several events here in Carrabelle. Tomorrow is First Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. downtown. There'll be live music, after-hour shopping, refreshments, art, food, and lively conversation. And that's always fun, we know. Saturday, Harry's is hosting a Derby Day party starting at 4 p.m. with the races on the big screen, a dress-up contest, and specials followed by local live music. Sunday, the Crooked River Lighthouse is hosting their first Cinco de Mayo event from 6 to 9 p.m. with live music, food, and drinks. The event is free, and the lighthouse climbs are $10. The 21st Annual Kingfish Shootout benefiting the Leukemia Research Foundation is scheduled for Saturday, June 15th at Sea Quarters Marina here in Carrabelle. This is a nonprofit event, and all the proceeds directly benefit the Leukemia Research Foundation. The Kingfish Shootout has donated over $1.2 million to the Leukemia Research Foundation in the past 20 years. Any gift, sponsorship, or time donated is greatly appreciated. Sponsorship and registration forms are available online at thekingfishshootout.com or visit Sea Quarters Marina on Highway 98 here in Carrabelle. This week, our governor announced a record 103-day Gulf red snapper recreation season starting June 1st. This is great news for Carrabelle, especially our local businesses, because we thrive on our fishing industry, our fishing tourism industry. So I hope everyone has a great month and a safe and happy Memorial Day. All right. We'll move on to our staff reports. Do we have an attorney report? Okay. Ms. Courtney, do you have a report for us?
I do. On April 8th, I met with Betty Webb and our Hurricane Loss Mitigation Review Committee, and we reviewed the grant applications that we had received and made a recommendation to the state. On April 15th was our annual airport inspection, which we passed. I will discuss some more of the airport under the airport advisory. On April the 23rd, Commissioner Millender and I met with the postmaster at the post office, and we looked at needed repairs. A lot of repairs need to be done. It hasn't had a lot of updates done over the years, and so they're needing some repairs done, which some of them are going to be costly. I did reach out to Betty Webb and asked her if she could help us with a historical grant, and she said that she could. We know that those often take a lot of time once you get awarded and then once the work's done. So we're also I'm looking for a contractor who's experienced with that type of work and to get a quote. So maybe we can do it in phases. But I'll be updating you guys on that as I get more information.
Courtney?
Yes.
Courtney, if I could, just to add to that and follow up on what Courtney just said, the overall repair of the building, as Courtney explained, apparently and obviously needs a lot of work and a lot of money. There's some immediate needs, and that's what I think Courtney's just saying, and we probably need to address some of those immediate needs from this board and our general fund during the time that she's working on possible historical grant to do a remodel of the building, because it doesn't, from what I can see, there's things in there that are original when that building was built in 1959, 60, 61, whenever it was built, somewhere in those 3-year period. But anyway, it needs a lot, and some of those immediate things that we can afford to do, we need to go ahead and do. But again, if we could get a grant to restore it, that'd be the best thing to do. Thank you, Courtney.
On Tuesday, April 30th and May 1st, I attended a mandatory training in Panama City for HUD's Office of Inspector General Disaster Grantee Fraud Training. It's mandatory for anyone who receives federal funds, and we got the CDBG disaster recovery grants for Lanark East and Lanark West, so that is federal funds, so we were required to send someone to that. Last week, I polled the commissioners for a recommendation for a representative for our TDC to sit on the TDC and represent the city. Everyone agreed on Commissioner Brown, and we just need to ratify that motion.
I'll make a motion to ratify your decision made on the TDC representative.
I'll second that motion.
Do we have any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries.
That does have to go to the county commission now. As in the past, it's been the mayor, but now that they've changed their charter, their bylaws, whatever they have, now they're saying it just has to be a representative of the city, and it has to be approved by the county commission. So to get it on their agenda for next week, we had to go ahead and get that done. 4th of July fireworks. So he is available. We've been doing it on the 2nd every year so that we fall in place, so that East Point does theirs, and Appalachia, St. George Island, and we have 4 days here in Franklin County. He says he's available on the 2nd, which is a Tuesday, or he can do the Saturday before or the Saturday after. So I did call Apalachicola, and they are doing theirs on the 3rd. So do y'all have a preference?
So the 2nd is a Tuesday?
It's a Tuesday. And then I know Appalachia's will be on the 3rd, which will be Wednesday. And historically, St. George Island does the 4th, but I haven't heard any.
So the Saturday before would be the 29th, and the Saturday after is the 6th, or we could do it Tuesday the 2nd. You guys have a preference?
I have a preference, but it's not gonna fly. I have a preference of the 4th.
He is not available on the 4th, and it costs
It
more money
costs
to do it.
like 5 times as
more-
much.
Yeah, it's a lot more
We get 2
expensive.
fireworks.
Well, I'm just old fashioned. I like the old times where everyone did their fireworks on the 4th, and you chose which one you wanted to attend, whether it was Sop Choppy, St. Mark's, Carrabelle's, Appalachia, etc. But that's just my opinion, so.
My first thought was, did he give you prices for each of the days?
No, those are, well, yeah, all 3 of those days would be
Same
the
price.
same price as we paid last year for the same show,
Okay. When do we need to let him know by?
as soon as possible,
Well,
because he's booking.
the thing I'm concerned about, if we do it on the 2nd, that's on a Tuesday, right? Mm-hmm. And the 4th is on a Friday.
Thursday.
I mean, on a Thursday, correct. If we do it on a Tuesday, are we gonna attract anybody to come on a Tuesday night to watch the fireworks? When the 4th is not gonna be until Thursday? I mean, if 4th is gonna be on a Thursday, more than likely, most people's gonna take that Thursday and Friday and make a long weekend.
Yes.
Can we get that Saturday night after?
The 6th.
Do
That
y'all
would
want
be
it after?
Did he say anything about the 5th, the day?
He says we can do the same display for the same price this year. Let me know if you would like to have us do it again this year. The 2nd falls on a Tuesday. If we can do it, we can do it then. The Saturday before or after, if these work for you.
If, I have a thought, that Friday's First Friday. If we could coincide that with fireworks, that would be amazing.
But they didn't offer that.
Well, I mean, I can reach out to him and ask him.
Yeah, I can
If,
Pick a second date, though.
would y'all be okay with asking for Friday and agreeing to that if they do, and then if not, we'll do it Saturday the 6th?
I honestly think that there would be more participation on Friday and Saturday night after than there will be on Tuesday before.
I agree.
That's just my opinion. Tuesday before, I don't think we're gonna get a lot of participation.
Let's do Saturday.
You wanna do
Well,
Saturday?
they offered Saturday.
They offered Saturday. We
Yeah.
can check on Friday. It's up to.
Saturday,
I mean, we could have first Friday, then fireworks on Saturday, whatever works.
the third is available. What's that be, the fifth?
No, this would be the
Fifth or
6th.
the sixth.
Yeah. Well, if the board wants to, we'll, ask staff to see if that Friday is available and reasonable. Excuse me?
I've just sent him an email. Hopefully we'll hear back by the end of the
Okay.
week.
And
Okay.
if that Friday is not, go ahead and take the Saturday after, which is they offered to us.
Exactly.
And obviously, since they offered us the Saturday after, I bet you that Friday's not gonna be available.
Maybe. And my last, I just wanted to remind you all, May 14th at 10 o'clock, we have a ribbon cutting for Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the Lighthouse Estate Septic to Sewer, and that will be at the Lighthouse.
When
And
is
that's
that?
at 10?
May 14th at 10 o'clock at the Lighthouse.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all I have.
All right, Miss Keisha, do you have some dates for us?
I have some dates. We've got May 16th, P and Z meeting at 2 o'clock. May 21st, the CRA meeting at 1:30. May 27th, City Hall will be closed for Memorial Day. And June the 6th is our next regular city meeting at 6 o'clock.
Thank you.
16th was P and Z?
Yes.
Okay.
And Mr. Large, would you like to go over your report, please?
All right, thank you. On our DOT Small Communities project, that grant award should be made by August 8th of this year. For the septic to sewer project, Courtney already mentioned the ribbon cutting, and I believe there are just a few sites remaining for the grinders to be installed. So the contractor's nearing total completion out there. We did receive the as-built survey, so we've made some comments on that, but we're working with the contractor to finalize Phase 1 and Phase 2. All right, on the Marine Street project, working with the contractor on those change order items. On the summer camp water and sewer project, the DEP grant portal opened yesterday. So we did review those grant options. There, we see one option under that portal, which is the alternative water supply. So we're going to discuss that with the agency staff and get an understanding as to whether this would be applicable. This would be the interconnection for the water between Lanark and Summer Camp. All right. Secondly, the only other options that we see are SRF through DEP, State Revolving Fund, that has a loan component, and the Rural Development, RD, which is a federal agency, and that also has a loan component. So those would be the only other options. So I did want to reach out to St. Joe and see if they would be willing to participate under those loan programs. So I'll report back on that at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. Ryan Drive, that's really a CRA project, and we have some information that I've sent to Courtney about an alternate design, so we'll discuss that more at the CRA meeting. The golf cart crossings, that permit was approved, and I've reached out to a signing and striping contractor for a price to install those signs. They'll have to construct their maintenance of traffic while they do that, and this is a DOT contractor, so he'll know how to do that. Okay, on the Lanark East and the Lanark West sewer projects, the pipe cleaning and the video work is just about done on the east side. We'll be able to wrap up those plans. I anticipate letting in July and construction being complete in November of 2024. On the west side, we're developing some concept plans. We've got a couple options there. We're going over that with Charlie. But we do expect letting in the fall of this year and then construction completion in the spring of 25. On the water supply well number 5, we do have the permit submitted, and we have received comments we're responding to, and Charlie and Courtney are working on providing information for some other reports that need to be submitted. Okay, for the Carrabelle High School salvage project, those bids are due on May the 16th at 1:30 City Hall. And right now, we have 12 bidders who have requested plans.
Good.
Nice. Do we
Yeah.
need to schedule a special meeting to,
I think that would be a good idea to do, yes. Let's see, we have our CRA meeting on the 21st, so maybe that's a good day.
how long do you think this one will take?
We'll have our recommendation by that time. We'll evaluate the bids, and we'll have our recommendation at that meeting. I don't anticipate it taking long.
I mean, I was thinking we could come in early at 1.
Yes,
Would that give us enough time?
yes.
Does that work for everyone? To come in a little early before the CRA meeting at 1 PM for a special meeting?
For?
For the bid
Recommendation of award.
recommendations?
The bid opening's not until 1:30.
That's, the bid opening
16th.
is on the 16th.
Okay,
The CRA meeting's the 21st.
okay.
So a special meeting.
Got you.
to Potentially.
Yeah, I'm good. I was a little lost, but I got you. Yes. You get old, you get lost.
May I speak?
Yes.
I don't know that that might be too jumping the gun because we're gonna have to figure out funding first. So we need to see what the bids come in at and then see where the funding's gonna come from.
Okay.
So,
You can still have a meeting and have discussion.
we can
on
discuss
what
the
prices
bids,
are,
right.
and
so just keep that in mind. Keep
Okay.
that-
We might not be awarding the bid. at the
Right,
time.
right.
Do you have a question?
I'm good.
Anything else?
Well, you wanna
Yes.
make a motion for that?
Yes. Would someone like to make a motion for the special meeting?
Yes, I'll make the motion for the special meeting on May 21st.
Do we have a second?
Second.
And any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And that carries. That's Gray and Millender.
Okay, and lastly, this is also a CRA project, but we did receive a total of 5 bids on the 5th Street resurfacing project, and we have provided a recommendation of award to Courtney, so that can be discussed at the CRA meeting.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Brown, we skipped public comment, so, can we
I
put?
didn't. I asked if we had public comment.
Oh, I had a card here, I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
Oh.
So can we do that after the advisory board reports?
Sure thing.
I didn't see him sitting back there till just now.
No worries. Okay, next on the agenda is our advisory board reports.
Do you want me to start?
Sure.
Okay, I sent you guys the Carrabelle Aviation Advisory Board report, and I did have one question from a commissioner that I wanted to clarify. So I reported about the incident that was at the airport that had extensive damage to the gate and the automatic gate system. And so I was asked, was this being, to explain how it was being paid for the repairs so that the public knew that it wasn't coming out of tax dollars. So that was reported, it was filed under our insurance, and the insurance will pay for that. And then they will go after the person that was charged.
Thank you.
So, any other questions? And Steve.
Mr. Steve, would you like to report on the lighthouse?
Sure. Hello, my name, hello? Okay, my name is Stephen Allen. I'm the president of the Carrabelle Lighthouse Association. I also would like to extend my congratulations to the community for the Riverfront Festival. I think just as a casual observer that it was one of the most well-attended festivals in maybe 20 years. As y'all know, I spent about 10 years running the thing, and I was blown away. Really fantastic, so congratulations. I was asked to do a little bit of background on what's going on at the Lighthouse. I'm going to give you a little bit more detail tonight per a commissioner's request. I'm reminded back in 1999 when the Coast Guard decided they were going to surplus the Lighthouse, and they had been trying to find someone to take it. No one would, and finally a group of older citizens of Carrabelle in the community found out about it, and they said, well, we just can't let it be surplused and sold off. And so they got together and in a very short period of time formed the Carrabelle Lighthouse Association and petitioned the city to agree to, after the county, to agree to take on the lighthouse. That time it was just a little strip of land, a driveway, and an old rusty tower. And there were about 10 or 15 people that worked diligently to form a nonprofit organization, and it began to identify resources to restore that tower, and pulled off a miracle. And so I'm here tonight, sitting here 25 years after that early effort, and there's been a lot of people between then and now that have added little pieces to that. So over the years, through the help of the city, y'all got the lighthouse, the museum paid for through a grant. We added pieces of property to the property. We got the lighthouse relit as a friendly aid to navigation. We got a replica of our original lens up in the top of the tower. There are people that don't have replicas of their original lens. We have one up in the tower operating today. We have a big park and other projects going on. So a lot has happened. Today, Carrabelle Lighthouse Association is, got a museum. We have hours that we have to stay open. We get some money from the TDC to operate. The rest of the money comes from visitors who come and climb the tower and buy T-shirts and merchandise in the gift shop and whatever fundraising we do through our events. And so all of those are part of what it takes to make that business. And a nonprofit organization is a business. We have outgoing expenses and incoming money that has to balance out, or hopefully we put together projects and leverage what we have. So everything is going, it's a struggle, things cost money. We had a little period in early this year where some outstanding grant repayments had not come in, and we had about 3 or 4 of our full moon events that were sort of lackluster because of weather and timing. And so our account dipped a little scarily low, and I'm actually today thankful for that because it made us pay a lot more attention. And so we got a group of people to go in and really focus on where our money was being spent and make sure that we could trim as much of that out. And then now we're beginning to look at where we can make more money, get more sponsors for our events so that when we do have an event and there's a rain out, it doesn't cost us money for staff and for the band and all those things. So we're working on that. We've met every week now for about a month and a half. It's incredible the amount of work that's been done in a month and a half. We're now operating, we have 3 or 4 months worth of money to operate moving forward now. So the resolution of the issue that came up in January has resolved itself. So we're excited about what's going forward and the effort that's being made. One of the things that we're looking at is bylaws. Those bylaws were written by those people back in 1999 who did not envision what the lighthouse would become today. And so it needs, there's some attention that needs to be paid to some of those systems. And so we have a group of people working on that, a group of people working operations and finance. We're looking at every penny. We're also beginning to talk about marketing and sponsorships and things that will help us make sure that we continue to build the project. So we sort of have had a really good chance to evaluate where we were, and people stepped up. Sometimes they don't know that there is a need until something happens. So in the end, I think it's a very positive thing, and I really appreciate the volunteers that have stepped up and been working almost every day since then to take care of things. And I just want to extend to the public, you know, all these nonprofit organizations are supported by volunteers. I mean, we do have a couple staff people that keep the gift shop open, and we have to pay them. But the volunteers that come up, that stand up at the top of the tower when our climbers climb on our events, and the ones at the bottom of the tower, and the ones doing the different things and mowing the grass and making projects and cleaning things up, those individuals are important. But we also need people who are willing to sign up, sort of step up and help out with some of these things like marketing and sponsorship and membership and all of that. And for a long time, the way that it originally set up, it sort of put a lot of load on a few people to get it all done. So we're going to expand our network, so we'll be reaching out to the community to add to it. So that's all for my update. But I do want to mention a couple things. First of all, thank you for mentioning Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. Come on out, enjoy. I'm looking forward to June the 14th. Do I need to do it? I'll talk to you about if I need to do anything like coffee and donuts or something for that. And then one other little piece of thing that you should know about in our Division of Historic Resources grant that we were awarded several years ago to repaint the tower. We put it out to bid in February, received one bid. We had two applicants come and look at the package, and the bid was so grossly overpriced that it's sort of not feasible at that price. So after talking to the Florida Lighthouse Association, who's the matcher on that, and after talking to Courtney, and she had a couple of suggestions, I re-put that bid out on Monday, and we'll be looking for a couple more proposals on that bid and see if we can get that number down. And I've reached out to the Florida Lighthouse Association. They'll have to make a decision whether they want to step up the match for that, but it is a possibility. They actually recommend one of the potential vendors for that project. And then I applied for and received, with the help of Tamara. I should watch what I say when I say I applied. I'll be in trouble. Tamara helped me apply for an extension, and we have an extension on that project until December of this year. So we'll figure out what the deal is for real and decide whether we can move forward or not. Any questions?
Nope.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Comment? Steve,
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to say thank you very much. That was a thorough report, and you almost sound like a car salesman.
I could have been one or a lawyer if I'd gone a different route.
Really, on a serious note, you guys do a wonderful job.
Thank you, sir.
And it's volunteer, and you've heard me sitting here over the years compliment and brag on the volunteers. And again, I can't express enough the appreciation that I have for the volunteer work that you guys do. And y'all do a wonderful job, and I thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Ms. Tamara, do you have a report for us?
You mentioned my name, so I had to say something. I did not make a paper report, and I'm sorry for that. But I've been a little busy, guys, you know, doing Riverfront Festival in Avenue B. But we really appreciate the city's help. I could not have done what we did without their help, and so I'm really grateful for that. And it just seemed so easy, so I appreciate it when it helps us do things so easy. We did get our quarterly report in on the Historical Preservation Elevator Grant, and we're essentially through with it. We already need some to call in for some maintenance on our on the elevator. We're a little concerned about how some things are working, so we're gonna follow up on that. But basically, people who need it have been thrilled, totally thrilled with the opportunity to go up in the elevator. And it just thrills me every time I get to do it after all those years of never having been up there. It's really nice. But things are going well, and there was a lot of attention to our new exhibit on tape sale during the Riverfront Festival. And so we were very grateful for all those wonderful volunteers that came and worked at the museum and on the street for us during that festival. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you happen to know what your count was that day for the festival?
281.
281.
There were a bunch. There were an awful lot of people that came in just to use the bathroom. And so we couldn't always get them to sign in.
Right.
But it was a popular reason to visit the museum that day. Now we have two, so we were even doubly popular.
Well, thank you so much. Okay, now we'll jump back to,
I just wanted to announce, he just emailed back and said he is available for the 5th for the fireworks, so,
for Friday.
for Friday.
So would we like to do them on first Friday? Is that okay with everyone?
I'm gonna make a motion that we proceed with the fireworks on July the 5th.
Oh, hold on. I didn't know we was doing a motion. I don't think we need one.
Oh, you don't need
No,
one?
No.
Okay. If you don't need it, I withdraw my motion.
I'll just let him
I'm
know.
great with that.
I am too.
Okay. I figured he would reply pretty quick, so.
And I
Then we
think-
won't skip a day.
And I think that being the holiday is on Thursday, the 4th, that you'll have participants on Friday night, the 5th. Yep.
We're gonna have a booming first Friday.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Okay, now we'll jump back to public comment.
Chris Knetstead.
You want me the first or the last?
And we have 3 minutes, just as a reminder.
I got it, so I'm
Okay.
gonna go like lightning, hopefully. First of all, my wife and I went to the festival. It was wonderful. And you picked it out correct, and Steve picked it out correct, so it was absolutely wonderful. It was just really a nice event for every age group. It seemed to be something there for kids, teenagers a little bit, but, you know, every age group seemed to have something there. But I want to mention that there was two ladies that were there from Friday morning till it seemed like Saturday when the lights went out. And I don't know their names, but God bless them. Probably without them, this wouldn't have happened. They were there like troopers around
You're
the
correct.
clock. I just got a couple quick questions. Is Dollar Tree ever going to open? Or that's not in anybody's control here? Or?
That's not really up to us, but I saw today
They're
people are still
under
working on it. Yeah.
construction,
Yeah, I just didn't know if there was a date on that. And I think you mentioned a lot on Marine Street. I was curious what they're going to put there when it got plowed out.
That's private development.
Oh, that's private development. Oh, okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay. And then there was one or two quick other things. We live right on the river on Marine Street, and there's always boards that I'm fishing out of the water. I mean, they just bump into the dock, and I'm pulling them out, and I'm pulling them out. So there's a lot of docks here that are in like disrepair, where things are falling off and whatever. Is there a number to call to get somebody to address that? Because someone's going to end up getting hurt with swerving with a boat trying to avoid stuff that's floating down that river every so often.
Is that
I mean, I'd be happy to make a call
FWC?
to like the Florida DEP or
Florida
whatever there is. I mean, I'd be happy to make a phone call, but I have no idea who I would call because there's just way too many boards. I fish them out all the time.
Unfortunately, we have a lot of boats and they don't always drive straight.
Well, all I'm saying is there's a lot of boards there.
Right.
You know, things that are just floating by, you know, and it's not good. I mean, eventually they float up shore or wherever. And the last question I'm going to ask, there's this dumpy little building on Marine Street that you got rats, cats, and everything else running in and out of. Is it ever going to get knocked down or cleaned up?
I believe that's private property as well. Is it the little tiny brick building
Yeah.
on the opposite side of the
Yeah,
water?
it looks like it would be,
The little tiny historic building that was built after the fire.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about tearing that down.
okay.
From what I understand, someone's trying to purchase it to renovate it. I've had a couple calls. from
I've
that.
had a
Okay.
lot of people asking about
Only
that
because,
too.
you know, like I say, I walk the dog at night, there's rats, cats, and everything else runs in and out of that place. And I think my 3 minutes are up.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
well, have a great day. Thank you for your service.
Any other public comment? We all good, Miss Keisha?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to the public hearing, and our first is a City of Carrabelle Resolution 04-2024. And Mr. Hartman, would you like to read that for us?
This is Resolution 04-2024. It's a resolution of appreciation acknowledging the service of Carrabelle Mayor Brenda Paz. Whereas Brenda LaPaz has always been mindful of the interest of the city of Carrabelle and worked tirelessly to effectively advance the city's interests and perform her duties. She has demonstrated unwavering commitment and service to the citizens of Carrabelle. And whereas Brenda LaPaz has provided outstanding leadership and guidance to the city of Carrabelle for the past 13 years and done so with honor, integrity, and great distinction. And whereas we, the City Commission of the City of Carrabelle, wish to extend our utmost appreciation for the service rendered by Brenda LaPaz, which has made our city a better place. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the City Commission of the City of Carrabelle does hereby publicly acknowledge and recognize Brenda LaPaz for dedicated and diligent service to the citizens of the City of Carrabelle.
And we have this beautiful plaque for you. I'll bring it around to you.
Thank you. Now, don't y'all need to vote?
We do. We got a little ahead of ourselves. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve resolution 04-2024?
I'll make that motion to approve.
And do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion?
Yes. Your speech is limited. Okay.
I just want to say it's really been a pleasure, and I truly have learned a lot from you. Thank you.
Same here. I've enjoyed the time spent with you here on the board.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
Very good.
Thank you.
Can I speak now?
Now it's your turn. Go ahead. We're not turning the timer on.
Yes, I think we're ready to rock and roll. Thank you very much, all of you, for inviting me here in the first place, and for the thoughtful and kind words in the resolution. I appreciate that more than you know, and this is a beautiful plaque. Thank you so much, all of you. And I just want to say to the citizens of Carrabelle that I am grateful to all who have entrusted me with their leadership over these past many years. It's been a true honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to serve and represent our citizens. Every day brought new educational opportunities for me, new challenges that I would have never dreamed possible as a private citizen. My opportunity to serve has been an incredible experience. It really has. And to the late Wilburn Curley Messer, late Frank Mathis, Cal Allen, Charlotte Snyder, Olivia Massey, the late Raymond Williams, the late Bevan Putnell, Keith Walden, Tony Millender, Sabrina Brown, Bill Gray, and anyone else I missed. I don't think there was anyone else that was an elected person that I worked with. It has been a distinct honor and privilege to serve with each and every one of you over the years. You all have been an inspiration as we participated in our enjoyable discussions, as we tackled the tough decisions, along with the pleasurable rulings. And sometimes we stepped out of the commission chambers to go out to ribbon cuttings and groundbreaking ceremonies, and that was really a grand time. I enjoyed that. A few times, though, I found the outcome of our final decisions to be discouraging, but I'm sure at some point many of the commissioners I've worked with experienced the same sentiment. That's just part of it. But throughout our robust discussions, civility was always maintained. And that was a wonderful thing and a good thing to demonstrate to the public. This is what I call compromise, and democracy at work. It's selfless commitment of our public servants at work. And you all keep up the good fight. You're doing a good job. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, and to the past and present City of Carrabelle employees, the city attorney, the city engineer, and all the numerous volunteers I've worked with over the years and still working with, I value the opportunity I had to work with each of you. I truly do. These individuals are dedicated, and they're committed to serving their community and our community. These are people who, on a day-to-day basis, carry out the many directives and projects that are decided upon and assigned to them by the City Commission. They all undertake each directive with the willingness to go the extra mile and to ensure success on every project. Their loyalty to our hometown and their hometown of Carrabelle has made a significant impact on what Carrabelle is today. I could have not served this long time without their support. I'm happy to know that these many years of memories and friendships I have had with the commission, the staff, and the volunteers will color my life forever. You're a changed person after being an elected official. And I will cherish each moment I had to represent and serve and work with each of you. It's been a truly remarkable experience, and I look forward to possibly working together again in the future. We never know what the future holds. And finally, without the unwavering support of my dear husband, Greg, over these many years, my service would have never been possible. He has stood behind me each and every step of the way. His volunteerism and dedication to the Carrabelle community will not go unnoticed nor forgotten. And in closing, I encourage each of you to remain pro-Carrabelle. Keep your chin up and to stay united even through the difficult times. Maintaining a positive image is imperative for the betterment of our entire community. And thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I love you, and I love you all.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. Thank you so much. Okay. The next is the City of Carrabelle Resolution 05-2024. Would you like to read that one for us?
Yes. This is Resolution 05-2024. It's a resolution of the City of Carrabelle adopting the Franklin County Comprehensive Emergency Management Plan for the City of Carrabelle. Whereas Chapter 252 Florida Statutes assigns to the Board of City Commissioners responsibility for disaster preparedness, response, recovery, and mitigation. And whereas being prepared for disasters means being ready to respond promptly as danger threatens, to save life and protect property, and to provide relief from suffering and privation. And whereas local services may be overburdened or inadequate, and local government will have to operate effectively in different ways than in normal times to provide timely relief and minimize hardships in the event of natural and technological disasters in Franklin County. And whereas many populated areas and parts of communities may require evacuation, shelter, and food until a disaster ends, services are restored, and needed supplies and materials are available. And whereas this plan is intended to provide the framework for the development of detailed operating procedures for all county forces charged with the responsibility of protecting the public's health and safety from natural and technological disaster. And whereas 9G6 of the Florida Administrative Code requires each city to develop a comprehensive emergency management plan. And whereas Chapter 9G6 Florida Administrative Code further requires that the governing body of the City of Carrabelle to adopt by resolution the Franklin County Comprehensive Emergency Management Plan. Now therefore be it resolved by the City of Carrabelle as follows, that the Franklin County Comprehensive Emergency Management Plan is hereby adopted.
Okay.
Motion to approve Resolution 05-2024.
Okay. Do we have any questions or comments? All approved?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries, and that's Millender and Walden. Okay, now we have the second reading of ordinance number 495, also known as the truck route ordinance.
All right, and this is second reading, so it requires action. And it's ordinance number 495, an ordinance of the City of Carrabelle, Florida, providing for definitions, adopting regulations for commercial vehicles, repealing ordinances number 163, 164, and 461, Part 2 of the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 66, Article 3, Sections 66-61, 66-62, and 66-63, City of Carrabelle, in providing for severability, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict therewith, and providing an effective date. And this is the updated truck route ordinance.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
Any comment from the public?
Or does the public have any questions or comments regarding the new updated truck route ordinance? Okay,
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 495 as read by the attorney.
I'll second that motion.
okay. Any discussion?
Will signage go up?
Will we change signage?
Already signs up. There's signs up now. I don't know that there'll be any new signage. I mean, if we need some, there will be. The chief may can answer that.
Yes, sir. And state your name, please.
My name, Charlie Thompson. And I live on right here next to Ryan Drive. Needs to be some more signage up. The ones you got out by the prison ain't there no more. They've been tore down. Other signs been tore down, like at Tallahassee Street and Three River Street. It got tore down. I don't know about this end, but yeah, somebody needs to go and look, see what signs need to be there. Because I don't have to come back up here again and say, hey, people driving, and y'all say there are no signs up. You know, I want everything done right. And I also like to know how long it's going to take to get it changed on that code thing, you know, we do. Usually, how long does it take?
We send it to them, that's out of our control, we can't
Okay.
control them.
I just wondered. Yeah, it's all new to me. Because we thought,
As soon as it gets signed, as of tonight, it's in effect.
okay, it's in effect.
It's been approved.
So that means
It
they,
doesn't matter if it's not on the website, it's still a code of law on the books. So
Okay,
It
that's-
will be in effect.
you answered my question.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, I'll sit back down.
Thank you, Charlie. And Mayor, just maybe to answer his question, I think the chief can look at those signs, and if we're missing signs, Courtney will definitely have those replaced or reinstalled, so, yeah.
And I just want to reiterate that it's not a truck route ordinance, it's a commercial vehicle ordinance because we have no such thing as truck route anymore.
Right.
So it's prohibiting commercial vehicles from driving on any city streets.
Gotcha, okay.
And just for clarification, the reason there was obviously existing signage directing this, but the ordinance was revised to get a handle on larger construction trailers and other types of vehicles and things that were being complained of.
Usage, yep.
Okay, any other discussion?
Daleen Seegert. I guess I just find it kind of sad that when I asked about signs, because I go up 67 all the time, I don't see signs coming into town. And I would just think that with an ordinance and this gentleman coming up before being such a big thing, when it is a big thing for our community, that should have been checked on. That's my only comment, is that before this meeting, that would have been a good thing to check on.
It has been checked on. The chief has checked on it. This is not a new ordinance, it's just being revised. This ordinance has been in place for many years.
Right, but I mean the signs to be checked
So-
on, that they were up.
Is there some confusion between
Would you come up to the microphone, please, and state your name?
My name's Ken Seegert. So is there confusion between a truck route and commercial vehicle traffic? Because what I was thinking that you folks were talking about was a truck route on Lake Morality. And there is no truck route sign out there, and there's no truck route sign at the end of it. So is a truck route different than a commercial vehicle traffic?
The commercial vehicle covers the trucks, the commercial trucks, but this ordinance also covers large, for instance, construction trailers, counting axles, weight, that sort of thing.
Coming down 67 and Ryan Drive, the truck route is not in city limits, so that signage would belong to the county, Franklin County, if that's the signage you're referring to.
That's it.
Because we just have signs that says no trucks, no through trucks on our roads. So we didn't designate the truck route or any of that. That's outside the city limits. So I think that might be where the confusion is.
Okay, so I have a gooseneck, heavy-duty flatbed trailer. Am I allowed to drive on Ryan Drive with that or not? Because what you just said.
Yeah, no, you could actually, I have to, yeah, wait, you could potentially not. You'd have to go through you'd have to follow the commercial vehicle route. You would not be able to go down Ryan Drive, potentially with it, depending on how much weight.
What's the weight limit?
Hang on, it is.
I think it's 10,000.
The weight is, yeah, let's see. Is it 10,000 or more?
That's what I was
Combined
thinking.
weight of truck and trailer. So 10,000 pounds combined weight truck and trailer.
Ooh, okay, good to know, thank you.
Sure.
Does anyone else have any questions or comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries, and that's Millender and Gray.
And Chief, if you'll let me know what missing signs, I'll get some more ordered.
Okay, moving on to new business, and item number 1 is discussion and possible action regarding a seaplane landing strip in the Carrabelle River. And I brought this to the commission a couple months ago in my commissioner report after I spoke to Ms. Kim that runs Sea Quarters Marina. She had suggested it so that it would alleviate vessels being anchored and abandoned in our waterway. And we needed it on the agenda so that we could instruct our city administrator to contact the state and advocate for getting this up and going again. As I understand, in the past, there was a seaplane landing strip in our river, but I guess it was deactivated. I'm not 100% sure of the history on it, but I think this would be a great benefit to our area. And just keeping the derelict vessels out's enough for me, but it would also be another attraction that would bring people here.
I have some comments, Mayor, if
Go
I
ahead.
could, on it.
Mhm.
I don't recall a seaplane designation in the river, and I've only been here 70 years, but anyway.
The 1800s.
But anyway, I don't recall that, but I do have some concerns. I do support and understand what you're saying, but I have some concerns as it may, as you were describing, alleviate some derelict vessel parking and what have you, but it could, and I'm not the aircraft expert, it could alleviate navigation for some of the boaters that's utilizing the river. What I was thinking that we might do with this suggestion is pass it to our airport board and get some information and maybe direction from the airport board, folks that know more about the involvement of the FFA, the state of Florida, because that's the state of Florida waterway, and it's right here close to our airport. And I know most seaplanes, and here again, I'm not a plane expert, so I can't answer the questions. Most seaplanes can land either on water or on a runway, on a hard surface. But anyway, I don't know anything about it. I do appreciate and understand what you're saying there, but my idea and thinking is to slow down and again, pass it on to our airport board and let them digest it and give us their input on this proposal. That's just my idea.
Thank you.
Yep.
From what I understand, and what I was hoping to get from this would be more information from the state. So I was hoping Ms. Courtney could reach out to them and maybe they could send someone to talk to us about this, because I'm not really sure it's an airport, our airport board would have anything to do with it, but maybe they do have some knowledge on it, but I know the state definitely would. Well, we definitely need to get some more information.
Well, it's just, my suggestion is just to start, because the proximity of that location to our current airport, there may be some FFA or airport regulations that prohibit it, I don't know.
Right.
And that's the reason why I was thinking that the airport board, which consists mostly of pilots and people that are in the aviation field that know more about it than I do. Because again, I don't know anything about aviation. That's just my thought of it.
How would
I
you guys
agree
like-
with, we need more information from people that know what's going on.
Right, 100%.
Yeah, because I wouldn't even know who to reach out to at the state for that
If
DOT.
Our aviation board should have an
Yeah.
idea.
Exactly.
A contact person, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was my thinking on it, so.
Would you like to add anything, Commissioner Walden?
I'm concerned about if you got boats going in and out the river and a plane wants to land and there's boats in the river, how's that gonna work?
I'm not a pro.
You know, we get
That's
more
why
boats
it's a
all the
state
time.
thing.
Yeah, I think something that's out of that we can,
It is. It's just, it's on here so that we can start the conversation,
Oh, yeah.
hopefully, with the state.
yeah.
I don't know if it's feasible or possible. It was recommended by someone who runs our biggest marina, but I would
I'm
like to
just
learn
really
more about it
concerned
for
is
sure.
If we do have a plane coming in, how do we alert the boats? We fix on land a plane in the
Yeah.
river with the many boats we're getting now. It's something we gonna have to really let the state of Florida or somebody's
Exactly.
gonna have to make that decision.
And they would. It wouldn't be up to
Yeah,
us
yeah.
whatsoever. It would definitely be state because
Yeah.
we don't control that waterway.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we pass this suggestion or idea, whichever way you want. Pass it on to our airport board for their guidance.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, in discussion. So at the next, when's your next airport meeting, Ms. Courtney? Could you talk to them a little bit about this and see, and if any of them have more knowledge about it and would like to come to the next meeting and we could learn some things? Okay. Does anyone else have any questions or comments regarding this? All right, all in favor that we get some guidance from the airport board? Any opposed? Oh, it was Millender and Walden.
Yep.
Sorry. And that motion carries. Okay, on to old business. We have discussion and possible action regarding filling a vacancy for the mayor commissioner. And Ms. Courtney?
Okay, I had in the 5 letters of interest, we have Chase Chisholm, Danny Floyd, Mel Kelly, and Tony Melander. And then I did receive a letter from Chester Reese, who was just interested in filling a commission seat if it came available.
And if you, like, just, I know this is a recap, everybody understands it, but for the public's consumption, is it's incumbent upon the commission to, by majority vote, appoint, fill any vacancies until the next election, which is coming up in November. So fill any vacancies, whether they be at the mayor commissioner position or commissioner position until that time. And as far as we have, it looks like, we have 2 individuals, one that's on the commission, one that's on P&Z, that have put in letters of interest. to serve. By operation of law, they would be basically vacating the seat that they currently hold. So we would potentially have that vacancy, which then you all could fill at this meeting or a following meeting, right? So that's where we are.
Thank you very much. Anything from the current commissioners?
Mr. Miller has applied for this mayor position. I'll make a motion, we appoint Commissioner Miller from commissioner to mayor. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll second that. Do we have any discussion? Are there any questions or comments from the audience? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Are you opposing for real?
We have a new mayor now.
So that motion carries. Walden and Brown.
We will need to swear him in. So.
Okay. We do that right now, or
Actually, you know what? That
should,
is a little.
would that be the beginning of the next meeting, or?
We can do that, or if you want to move, if you want to fill that seat, then we can do them both at the same time, or however.
That's
y'all
true.
Should we do?
Do you all want to, now we have a vacancy on the commission, so there's a commission seat vacant.
I'd like to make the motion for that commissioner seat. I'd like to, Ms. Mel Kelly would fill that position. She has been the mayor before. She has filled in the commission seat when I had to resign from my retirement. And I think she would do a pretty good job for the next 6 months if she would accept it.
Can we do that without letters of interest? Or were they all?
They were all asked if they would take either seat. So
Okay.
any of these, now we advertised for mayor/commissioner, but as they submitted, I did ask them if they would take a seat if it came available, and they all said that they would.
Okay, so we don't need to re-advertise or anything?
No.
So
Okay. And I'll second that one as well. Do we have any discussion regarding Ms. Mel Kelly becoming our interim commissioner? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And that motion carries as well. We swearing in now?
Yeah, we need to go ahead and get them sweared in.
Okay.
So Tony first, if you'll stand and raise your right hand.
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and the government of the United States
and the government of the United States
and the state of Florida.
and the state of Florida.
That I am duly qualified to hold office
I'm duly qualified to hold office
under the Constitution of the state,
under Constitution of the
and
state,
that I will well and faithfully
and I will well and safely,
faithfully
faithfully
perform the duties of Mayor Commissioner,
perform the duties of Mayor Commissioner,
on which now I am about to enter.
on which now I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God. And I'm truly humbled to accept the position, and I look forward to the next 6 months. So,
Ms. Kelly, do you accept the offer?
Please.
Thank you, Commissioner Walden, for your trust in
welcome
me.
them.
Mayor?
You'll raise your hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and the government of the United States
and the government of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
that I'm duly qualified to hold office
that I am duly qualified to hold office
under the Constitution of the state,
under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will well and faithfully perform
and I will well and faithfully perform
the duties of Commissioner
the duties of Commissioner
on which now I'm about to enter.
in which I am now about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
You should have that memorized. Said you should have that memorized.
Oh, I should.
Is that everything? Okay. All right. Meeting is adjourned.
No, just among the board, from the commission, would be to appoint a, elect a mayor pro tem. So in the event,
Okay.
now that Tony
Would
is.
she not stay it?
Sorry?
Would she not stay it?
Yeah, will she
Sabrina?
not stay mayor pro tem?
She's already appointed.
She was appointed
I
and
I think you're probably right, but just on, for housekeeping purposes.
Just for funsies.
Nail that down, yeah, just.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we appoint
Sabrina,
Ms. Sabrina Brown interim
Mayor pro tem.
pro tem. All right.
second it.
Any discussion? No. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I didn't get the second.
Walden Millender. And that motion carries. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry,
I said, you got to vote on that. You were allowed to vote on that.
Oh. I so vote.